thank you to our beloved analysts calling the shots every single time, being as accurate as they possibly can and breaking down all of the action for you guys. With that being said, Mirko, this is it. One team are going to be crowned champions here of the Mid-Season Cup 2024. The real question, is it going to be Selangor Red Giants or is it going to be Falcons Apbren?
Well, we'll just have to see, Gideon. As the door, or the window rather, opens up for the final game. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Game 7 MSC 2024 Grand Finals.
Welcome to the land of dawn. One last time, Selangor Red Giants on the blue side up against Falcons Apbren on the red side. And already we're seeing the trades being very effective here from Ogwin, now having access to the Arlet. And honestly, I don't know, man. This Arlet is a dangerous pick on Ogwin.
Really is. I think back in the day, for me especially, looking at Master Ogwin, every time he picks up the Arlet, he would have the most kills on the team. That's how ridiculous he is on the Arlet. So it really does feel like the analysts also, kind of said it. It's all comfort picks. They're going back to what makes them so special, I would say, individually. And it's perfect to see a Game 7 go like this.
Yep, and it's looking phenomenal as well, right? Because once again, from every single lane, they've got a tough job, right? Few, especially on this eve, will be able to try and poke out Stormy, but the same can be said for Stormy, right? If he just dodges a couple of abilities. At the same time, right, you can see that the motions across the map are very hesitant, knowing that there could be a counter response on the opposite end.
Kyle Teasy on the Finch poise. Yum's trying to read that maneuver from Kyle, but he stays on the wall, now going back. Both teams, obviously, I don't know, what would you be looking for here? Flap, though, going for some damage. Kyle Teasy with rotation as well. Cram going to be taken very low. Flickers out to safety, doesn't get knocked up. Going for the Wolf King, and doesn't connect it, so Kyle gets a little bit more damage in.
Okay, I think that's totally fine here, because again, Selangor Red Giants are going to be stronger once they have their big ultimates, right? Especially for Yums. Once he has them in No Fury, then maybe they can open up a couple of options. But in the meantime, right, this first turtle is going to be a little tough to contest, considering that Ogwin is giving them very good information. Okay, they know for a fact that, especially in the mid lane, is going to get shoved in, but they know that Alpha is already on his orange buff, so Falcons Apbren can take their time with this, go to the opposite side, farm back up, get that level lead to come back for this fight.
This is what's great about Falcons Apbren whenever they use the Assassins, because they will go back and forth with the turtle, and they won't go for it. They'll utilize the clear speed. But it seems like for SRG, they've read that. They've rotated over. Now they are the ones punishing Falcons Apbren for the clear that they want to go over the neutral objective.
Good stuff here. That's why SRG are, when they are rotating together, more importantly, they are focusing on can they get Sakai's into a position where he is able to actually out-level his opponent, especially when you're up against Ling, right? We're hoping that Sakai's gets roughly around 11 to 12, no, specifically level 12, so that he's going to have a really short cooldown on that ultimate in these long extended fights. It's going to be dangerous having multiple, if not 2 rotations of Spear of Alphas if he survives.
Again, now it's coming down to a point where for both these teams, they're really just scouting ahead. They're really just waiting for the power spikes. Ogwin flickers out of the Minions Fury, placed down by Yomes. That could have been scary. Super Marco, Zaman Force onto Innocent, looking for a trade back. Sky's doing some damage back onto Ogwin, and Marco will have to respect Innocent's damage on the Roger. Him on a signature pick, by the way.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see what Innocent is going to be building, right? Because previously in these types of matchups, especially against the Harith, we've seen here at MSC, he likes to go first item Thunderbelt first before he goes for the traditional build. I mean, the fact of the matter, he likes to go Quantum Charge as well. He likes the extra kiting capability. Oh,
wow.
Windtalker first. Okay, so he's going to be fighting for he's not just mobility, but fighting for priority, because Roger is not great at clearing waves, but with the Windtalker, he can at least go toe-to-toe.
Yep. You get that additional damage coming down. You get that, I would say, what is it? An additional strike. But
the gust of wind.
A gust of wind. That's a perfect way to put it. Sky's also with the War Axe here. Are they very, very early on able to secure his first item of the game? And that's really going to be good for him, because I think on the Alpha, when he used it in Game 3, I believe, it was a bit shaky when it comes to the early game. He was taken down quite a bit. So the fact that now he is able to get to his item power spike without any real hurdles is great. This mid game is going to be great for SRG.
I think the best part about it all is because the laners are so even, it's going to be difficult for Kyle TZ to find these freebies in the side, right? So the main time where they actually clash is during these fights of neutral objectives, these POIs. Even, I would even make an argument for River Crabs as well. Oh,
Owen all alone up there, knocked up now. Minus Fury Yums finding 3 on the board, another knockup. It's a Tempest of Blade by Cal TZ, but he can only just escape the real world, and Blade gets placed down, but Crown is swinging the sight now on the Starmie, who finds it. Finch poised by Cal TZ, finding a trade back, and it is Skies that gets taken down. So at least for Falcons Apbren, they deny the turtle, but Stormy terrified. Don't run, Wolf King isn't ready. Cram gonna go in for the dive. Now with a dash forward, Cram takes him down.
nicely done. At least Stormy didn't have to use the IMU, and Innocent off of this double wave goes and takes down mid-tier 1. The tempo is strong from SRG's side. Falcons Apbren, they gotta recover from the economical damage!
Final slash and a flicker. Cram is still able to survive! Now baits him in onto Yums. Cram with one last hit at the site. The Don't Run Wolf King outplays Falcons Apbren. Penalty zone from Flap TZ. Straight into Kyle TZ. Now with a Tempest of Blades. Knocking him up. Innocent finding the kill. Now onto Kyle. He goes. You try to catch him. You think he's guilty.
No!
He's innocent!
He does it time and time again. He's not allowed to get away with this. The law can't stop him now, man. But now, this is an insane amount of momentum that we are seeing from Selangor Red Giants. They want more!
RWM, Innocent again, Lycan Pounce. Not going to be used up just yet. Owen with a vengeance, the final slash, shutting him down. Yums, Minions Fury early to try to disengage, and he gets Stormy out, but it's just Stormy. He's going to have to die for it.
Oh man, might have been an overheat coming in for Innocent. Talk about Caster's Curse here. As we pull it back, let's look at the items. What have they built so far? Looks like the Endless Battle is almost complete by Innocent's side, but the Starlium side then also going to be a quick Feather of Heaven, almost complete for the side of Super Marco.
For Falcons Apbren, even though they've lost out on the neutral objectives, they're still able to fight. And seriously, this composition is really built for those hero moments. You got so many big plays that can happen. Flap TZ penalty zone is a bond force. Owen obviously with the final slash, and they can all, if they are able to get the combo, it's gonna be ridiculous. I'm offended by Cram into the Don't Run Wolf King. No follow-up though. SRG not in the position to really all in. Not on a Tarizla.
Yeah. Hopefully Falcons Apbren don't make that same mistake where they kind of, especially in earlier stages, nobody has anti-heal at this point of time, right? So Cram is pretty dangerous if there's a lot of people, B, an entire wave in front of him. I think they got to play it a little bit slower, right? Because again, if we're talking about tempo, that's kind of died out for the side of SRG, right? At least from Falcons Apbren, they've kind of evened out the score in terms of who makes that first move first. And until we see Super Marco get the Holy Crystal, I think that Falcons Apbren understand that it's pretty difficult to fight cleanly.
It is. It's going to be very, very hard. Considering SRG, how mobile they are, that Wind Talker that we were talking about for the Prio, it now works even more for SRG because technically they can attack from different angles, and Falcons Apbren, they really have to rely on that front to back to be organized, to be coordinated. If SRG displaces them, it's going to be tough, and they know right now they're in no position to actually force out a clean fight. That's why they're giving away these neutral objectives, but it will only build SRG to be even stronger here. Come the 8th minute, come the 10th minute.
Well, I don't know. The Turtle, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, Turtle's such an important neutral objective, but we gotta calm down because again, Turtle really just benefits, like, slightly benefits the team, but honestly just benefits one person who has that Turtle buff, right? We've seen time and time again that Falcons Apbren can push back, and it really boils down to that very first Lord to see the big economical swing that benefits the entirety of the team.
That's Vengeance. Owen, final slash, displacing Yums into the Synchro Fission, but it's just poke. It's just poke that they're dealing with now. For Falcons Apbren, let's talk about win cons here, because technically, late game, they've got it too. A few Ice Queen Wand, the utility as well, to slow down the mobility that SRG have been utilizing all the way from the early game to this point to actually get an advantage.
Yeah, and that's going to be very effective for those who kind of like to stick on you a lot. People like Cramp, people like even Sakai's to a certain degree. Even if he does decide to go for a brute force breastplate, the raw slow from the kit on top of the Ice Queen's Wand from Few is going to make it really, really difficult for him to stand tall. At the same time, it does open up opportunities for Falcons Apbren to actually go for the counter engage, right? But that's on the assumption that SRG make the first move.
Now in the bottom lane, it's a shove again for Falcons Apbren. This is what they can utilize. I think for the most part, this is why Lings have been so ferocious in MSC 2024. You're able to farm up so fast. You get places real fast as well. Obviously, you have that Finch poise, but it's all about just being a threat in the side lane. And technically, do SRG have someone that they can actually like send towards this Ling to match him at all times? Because even if you can 1v1 him, you can't get to the rest of the team faster than the Ling.
Yeah, and there's also the secondary problem, right? Because if Ling is able to split push very effectively, then it boils down to how much wave clear do you have? And wait a minute, if Falcons Apbren get the Lord, do they have enough wave clear to protect from high ground? That's just not the case for SRG's side. So this very first Lord might just be a make it or break it for them.
Definitely is going to be, especially considering, you know, they got a Harith here. They need to find these big team fights. They need to be able to force these big team fights. They're committing on the Lord. Retribution on point for Skies. SRG take it away, and Falcons Apbren, they concede.
I think they don't mind. They know that they have the high ground defense. Worst comes to worst, Tier 2 start falling. As long as they maintain all of their inhibitors, they can actually push back. They're not at like a wave disadvantage for the upcoming Lord push. Sorry, not Lord push, but the upcoming Lord spawn. At the same time, it begs the question, right? What's going on through Falcons Apbren's head? Did they not want to 50-50 it? Are they more worried about Yums' prime positioning?
I don't know about going on to Yums. Able to find a Minus Fury on the two straight, and I'm offended. And on another lockup, Stormy deals some damage. Innocent in the back line, gonna be Kai able to flicker out from the Tempest of Blades. Tram again finding View. They're going for another Stormy with a flicker forward. Ogre gonna be taken down. Super Marco,
oh, no.
He's bulletproof, but not anymore. Not to the claws.
Oh my goodness, this is on the Lord push as well. This was such a risky maneuver. Falcons Apbren, they needed to trade up here. This could be an inhibitor pretty quickly, but we'll see. The Lord's still knocking on the tier 2s. Falcons Apbren, they could diverge, they could divert.
A big Lord in the bottom lane. Holy defense used up, and the Lord is still full HP.
Oh my god, no way.
Now, I'm offended onto Flap, still going with a hammer. Stolen real-world manipulation, format penalty zone into Calteezy's damage, but Crab deals with him. It's a killing spree as Calteezy picks up the blades. Now in the midst of it all, caught again, the glowing wanted. Takes him down! Stormy finds the kill. It's another 2-for-1.
This is not like this. Not like this. It was supposed to be an epic battle. It was supposed to be legendary. But now Selangor Red Giants have an insane economic lead onto Falcons Apbren. 6,000 gold on match point with an inhibitor missing on the bottom side for Falcons Apbren. I believe that Falcons can do it. They can bounce back, but we need to see a good final slash from Ogwin. He really needs to make it happen.
We're gonna have to see a perfect final slash. We're gonna have to see a magical one. All the words in the dictionary that means miracle or something of the sorts. That's what Falcons Apbren have to do. When did you last see Falcons Apbren having to rely on something like that?
It's been too long. It's been too long, but you can definitely tell that the pressure is getting there. It's building up. The momentum is here, and Selangor Red Giants now hit their next item power spike. 41, by the time this Lord spawns, it's going to be 42. Let's have a look at the items real quick. Oracle, on top of the fact that Yums is about to purchase that Dominance Ice, making sure that, hey, Ogwin, you can't get away with anything anymore. Same goes for Super Marco, but then again, he's bulletproof. His positioning has been, honestly, pitch perfect until his front line crumbles.
It's very tough if your front line crumbles for a Harith to really look for anything in these skirmishes, because you're not really long range, you're in the fight. When you're in a fight, you are literally in it. You are in the midst of battle. And again, Ogre gets caught in the final slash, but it's not his. It's Stormy's. He stole it away from him.
Stormy is doing everything he possibly can to make SRG cross the finish line to create history. I'm gonna hold my breath here. I don't want to jump too far ahead of myself, but that is going to be a Luminous Lord for the side of SRG.
13-5, 13 minutes in Game 7 of the Grand Finals of MSC 2024. The region, the server that was once called Easy Skies, finds the Spear of Alpha, forces Calteezy back again, but take a look at the chase down now. He only used the Finch poise. They tried to bait out the Tempest of Blades, but they didn't get him.
That's fine, that's fine. Good patience coming in for Calteezy. Selangor Red Giants, though, they're gonna have to crack open. This might be their one opportunity to actually set this up for a base crack. but we'll see. They can't overextend here.
Definitely not. I'm offended again on the flap. TZ now with the Spear of Alpha, able to bring him back all the way. Yums in the midst of it all, finding the motivation roar to stay alive for so long. Few dealing some damage still. Skies goes with a claw. TZ helping Ogwin there, finding the final stats as a stun as well on the Skies. And again, it's Kaltizi who jumps over to Innocent. Crab buys the immortality. He fights all the way. Stormy trying to survive. Crab in the base. Few doing it as well, trying to go for the clear.
No, he's gonna try, but now Stormy's getting in the mix. Salmon Force has been dropped down.
Super Marco jumping forward now with the help of Few. Crab in the base, still looking for the play. Super Marco running away. Crab chasing him. He does still have the dash. He gets out of the I'm offended, kiting him away. Few helping him with the Ice Queen wand, ever slightly just slowing him for Falcons Apbren to survive.
I don't know. Cram had an opportunity to keep smacking the base just a little bit more, but if you look at his build tells you everything you need to know. He knows he doesn't have enough damage. He knows that the minion is a little too low to make it work, but on top of it all, he's just making sure he can live. Don't lose your resources just yet. He still has an active immortality. We'll wait. We're gonna re-engage later.
4,000 gold deficit. 2 base turrets down. Falcons Apbren, if there's a time for them to make the miracle play, it's now.
Brother, man, they nearly lost the game there. They nearly lost the game. It's 16-8 right now. And in terms of damage taken, both Yums and as well as Cram at the top of the charts. But finally, we are seeing that Falcons Apbren are scaling. And if the fight drags out too far, especially with Kaltizi, he can easily clean up that backline, even if you have iframes.
Again, it all comes down to one fight, despite this massive advantage. You can take a look at the turrets, you can take a look at the stats all you want, but it really comes down to one fight. Falcons Apbren, how were they even able to make that fight close?
I don't know. SRG, I mean, they missed their opportunity, unfortunately, to close out this game now. You got to give props where props is due. Falcons Apbren, they may be the final boss, but they won't make it easy for SRG. They're going to have to fight for every inch of space.
And that space is being utilized by Falcons Apbren. Again, despite these base turrets, luckily for Falcons Apbren, it sides with them. Despite that advantage for Selangor Red Giants, it's not in the far lane, that base turret. So for Falcons Apbren, they can constantly send the Ling up top, but they have to try to make a decision as well, because now SRG are forcing them.
Oh, SRG need to take their time. They can honestly reset this, right? Just wait for the waves to start crashing closer towards the enemy crystal, and then maybe consider your options at this point, right? They're holding it hostage once again. Look at this, and even Falcons Apbren, they know it. They're like, man, we gotta send somebody up there.
That's risky though for SRG if they continue to... Oh, they send the Hereth up top. Super Marco has been spotted up. Now with the sun on the crowd. It's going to be a Spear of Alpha on the Fatizzi, but it all falls into the real Roman inflation. Yums still in the midst of it all, getting the knock of Few, trying his best with the flanker backwards. Sky chases him down and gets the kill. Meanwhile, Super Marco dashing back and forth, trying to survive, trying to save the game. But Kyle, now he falls. It's just Master Ogwin, and he will lose his immortality. Another life, another chance, but that's a Stormy.
They've done it! They've done it! For the first time ever, Malaysia is on top!
It's over!
They have failed as individuals again and again, but together, mortals turn giants are invincible!
The Giants, who slew Titans, unbeatable, they said, invincible, they said. SRG